Everybody wants to be a cat.
I need a dollar, 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 that's what I need. Hey, hey.
Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Hat and Shades, where we call, review and rent things you have seen. Now, today we're going to two cat films. One called Nine Lives.
Which is the comedy starring Kevin Spacey, the businessman who discovers he's neglecting his family. Now, while he's neglecting his family, there's an evil businessman partner of his that wants to take over his company, all while he's stuck in a coma and in a cat's body.
Yeah, yes.
Fun.
Yes, and the other film is called Street Cat Called Bob.
Cue the violin. The drama about a homeless busker who adopts a stray cat. Found to the stray cat, he starts to make money and gets the will to get off the drugs. It's actually quite good, to be fair.
Yeah, you're thinking. Shall we begin?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what do you think of Nine Lives in story-wise?
Honestly, I've seen a lot of comedies in my day where it's rushed. A lot of comedies like this, which it's obviously trying to get through the plot as quickly as possible to the point where the film is only 85 minutes long.
And yes, anything else about it?
It's stupid.
Yes.
It's not comedy stupid, as in funny. It's too stupid.
So it's quite carefree and quite lazy, and it just doesn't seem to be that much.
First time I watched it, I had to ask for it to be turned off because it was that bad. I had to watch something else.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the film, they used YouTube videos.
We'll get to it later, but I actually asked, can we watch Street Cat Called Bob instead?
Okay, then, and what do you think of Street Cat Called Bob then?
Well, I don't normally like a drama because you saw my rant on 127 hours, but this was okay. It wasn't painful.
I might have a different perspective than yours because what you think is okay to me is kind of like, well, I may be beaten up in the street, but at least I'm still standing. Kind of like, well, Street Cat from Bob for me is just to me unpleasant. That's more of a personal perspective. Any other detail, it's rushed and very
scenes with characters can be rushed paced.
And then Nine Lives is just carefree and just seems very rushed again, but just not also neurotic in a weird way. Like there's elements of the scene that doesn't go anywhere or building stuff just does nothing.
What's the problem I have with it? It's elements that don't go nowhere, and that's why I couldn't watch it.
But I can sort of say, okay, so what do you prefer then?
I prefer the film that, at least if it's got rushed scenes, every scene makes sense, every character's motive, and its character, but the story flows naturally.
Okay, so what could do better for Nine Lives?
Find a story element to drag out and focus on more. Don't just jump around all the time, like going from businessman who wants to take over the company to the cat humiliation, to the daughter who wants attention, to the son who wants attention, to the coma story, to the doctors who can't help him in the coma, to the and so on and so forth.
And for Bob?
Honestly, just take out the more cringeworthy scenes that don't add to the plot.
Yeah, there are a lot of elements in the film that is very unpleasant, and it just seems like it's like a pacing of the story. It pulls the main character out of getting out of the
so exactly, close to real life.
In an aggressive way.
Yeah. If I was going to retell the story though, I think of you. Okay, what would I take out to appeal to you, but still tell this guy's story?
Yeah.
Just take out the more painful moments that aren't necessary.
So, okay, I will say this, though. Nine Lives for me has a more appealing look and a more pleasant to see, even though, however, the more organic level would be more Bob.
Street Cat Called Bob is just more competent.
Or Nine Lives feels more very artificial, incredibly artificial.
Yeah.
And even though this is unpleasant in a very aggressive way, at least Bob's a bit more organic way of doing it.
I was...
Rushed, but at least it's...
It's more organic.
Yes. Okay, so what do you think of the characters in Nine Lives?
Well, let's pick the main character. Kevin Spacey as a businessman.
Really? Interesting. That is interesting. The Kevin Spacey as Kevin Spacey is an interesting character. What else?
We have the son, whose whole idea is, Daddy, please love me. Daddy, please look at me. Daddy, please look at me. Please look at me, Daddy!
Yeah, okay. The daughter? Okay.
Kind of creeps me out the way she smiles all the time, though.
Yes, but the smiling in front of it is a bit off, you know. And the wife?
Considering her whole role is, I want my husband to pay attention to me, she's not bad.
She's just more like a vessel of the story of it. Not too bad.
Doesn't annoy me.
The villain?
Could be more interesting.
What could have been better for Nine Lives?
Well, two things I would have done. On a small level, I would have made the businessman far more cartoonishly evil. Again, wants to pull the plug of a coma to put a businessman to sleep so he can take over.
Yeah, so that's
Play
the
with
villain.
that and make him, or go from the beginning, make Kevin Spacey just the most unlikable, aggressive businessman you can.
I would
so
say
that you
terrifying and menacing, yes.
So that you want to laugh at him when he's humiliated and stuck in a cat's body.
Yes.
Taking him to show.
So,
and
in other
tell.
words, essentially a guy with the absolute authority to others, and yet he got sent into a cat and make commentary about
Yeah,
him
so
being
you
a cat.
laugh at him. He gets stuck in tutus. Gets taken to show
Okay,
and
then
tell.
Streetcar Called Bob for me. The only few characters I do like about it is the main character, the guy the guitarist, the Bob character, and the other side characters I do like is the ticket bus lady and the Courtney lady. Likes the cat. Who gives them opportunities of some food and all. All I know that the characters were very unpleasant. They're just so abysmal to play. Though I would make better is just focusing on him being poor and gets ragged to riches, but with the cat, and then maybe have the self-encouragement to see his father again, nearly getting the climax. Otherwise, it's just abysmal food. The characters are good. It makes the impression that London is an abysmal place to be. So in a nutshell, Nine Lives for me it was bland and forgettable, and Bob for me is just abysmally aggressive. However, there is some sense of organicness into it. So,
in my opinion, though, I would rather see the Street Cat characters.
Quick Crackle Bob then for the characters of leans onto you then.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, for the first time ever, we actually decided for our final thoughts, we'd take an extra week to actually.
Yes, I mean, I was having hesitance of talking about this film for some reason because it's based on a true story. Because I don't want to upset people and make people mad.
So more particularly, how about I let you go for it? Tell me what you think altogether. You've had a week to think about it.
Okay. See, when I watched the movie, right, you see, is
A Street Cat Called Bob.
Yes, this is based on a true story, which is claimed to be. And the problem for me is I was criticising how it shouldn't be than what it is. So it was maybe difficulty of what can I criticise and what can't I criticise. I can criticise the reality of the person's perspective, but then isn't it I'm criticising it because of the exaggeration of the movie, or am I criticising it what it is? But then there's also a danger is I'm more having a should mentality. You know, it shouldn't be like this, or it should be like that. Because is it true? And then also the truth that I'm worried about is truth. Am I being clear about it? And I was worried about criticising the film whether or not. However,
Tell me this then. Step by step, what were your problems with the movie?
well, my problems with the movie is generally the characters and the delivery. Okay, there are basically a few things I dislike about it.
Okay.
Right. One, it's the direction. The direction makes the characters, but mainly to the characters, which is two. The characters, or the actors of it. There's not much context to them, they are rush pace, they're one-sided, they're one-dimensional, and you have barely even much attention to them. They're just there, come, go, it's like the direction I don't like is the blasted direction, for something. It's like constantly in a guerrilla warfare,
So the camera-
even in a holiday dinner party, when everyone's shaking friends and all loving his happiness, and it's still shaking that tense camera.
So the camera work, yeah.
And also, you get the impression you got to be punched in the face by their own camera actors themselves because of that amount of that whole, tense. I know, we should be here. We're a bit close up, and it was appalling. And funny enough, I ended up talking more. About the self-employment bid for the homeless people, the charity, which is this big issue.
Which what this main character spends a bit of time doing is.
I mean, there's a situation happening where one guy basically said, "Hey, you can't sell mags here. This is my spot."
So the scene where the big conflict between the main character and the big issue salesman and gets suspended for
here's the thing. One, would you... Okay, he's selling more mags than me. I know, I need to prove myself by making myself more presentable, more uplifting, and just more energetic and more happy to the customers. Or, I can go to the boss and tell him about it, and then get him suspended.
What do you think about what do you think about it actually being a rule that apparently when you sell a big issue, I found this out of, you have to be in a set location, a set time, and if you violate that, that's what gets you a suspension.
So if you sell after your shift is
But
over, or
does it
outside
really
your
matter?
area-
You're selling comics. Is it mags? Is that the matter? You're selling mags. Is that what's the problem? If you're still selling mags, you're selling mags.
It's treated as if you're selling on someone else's area or their
So
time.
it means there's a competition.
You think so?
Because that's the whole point. Imagine if Costa can't sell coffee outside of Starbucks. Because that would be, it's two-way, because Starbucks already has this spot. You got to have a different spot, Costa. You can't have it close together. It's just not fair, you see. It will be violations for their businesses, you see. It's really, really unfair. Oh, F off, you silly...
Or imagine,
Yeah.
imagine something simpler, a Paperboy.
Yeah. Well, you can't sell it. It's that put echoes there. I mean, the point is, I'm trying to say is that this having this system where you have restrictive or okay, you're sitting next to the person who's selling the product, right? Why is you telling off the person? Okay, right. You're selling a product, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever the situation is, if you're selling it, what's the problem? You're still selling it. You could then argue, well, you're taking other people's chance of selling their own product. Remember, it's sharing and caring, you see. It's all about taking part of the team, you see. And this is the most pathetic excuse of helping anyone who's trying to get out of poverty. Like, you can't sell it because someone's bought. I mean,
So I'm guessing like this part of the movie made a major impact on you because it basically points out a major flaw in the big issue sales.
Because look, here's the thing: the whole point of the job is self-improvement,
That's the point of the story in this movie.
In other words, we call competitive charity. You pointed out. It doesn't like to be competitive. It wants to be fair but ironically, being aggressively vicious and hateful to others for doing the same thing that you're doing. It just seems hypocritical at best. And it's not helpful, it's appalling, and it just treats the individual as trash. It more focuses on everyone's the same, and it doesn't help the individual at one bit. It just completely makes rule and regulation fun, just being of sheer emotion. Mm-hmm. And this is what the problem is. And it's insufferable seeing a guy get in front of that, and yet it's a demoralizing when you see it, the big issue. The big issue! Telling him what, well, you can't do it, you have to spend it. Even though he's very passive throughout the film. I think everyone's the most overly, like, I have my attention, and yet he's like, I'm just very passive, And
like I said, that's the problem with dramatic effect in movies, is when the actors are obviously more aggressive than guaranteed the real life.
I'm fine with passion. I'm fine to, you gotta be a little dramatic passion, joy, energy. You gotta have a sense of portent and life into what you care and believe, you dare say believe in. Mm-hmm. That's the thing in the nature of why you make a character more you care about, because you not only how likable they are, but also what they stand up and what the motive is. You care for that. Mm-hmm. The problem is no one seems to really care if they step on bugs in front of them. They just sort of kicked in, get my scene, and leave. There's no passion. There's no time.
Okay, rounding up then, what is your thoughts?
My general thoughts of the movie, in general, is there's just nothing much enjoyable with this. It's actually a standard film about a man, have a cat, playing guitar, right? And that's to rag to riches. That's essentially what it is. If they did add to it, like what I heard before, the things they add to it doesn't get any much to the story. It doesn't add anything. It just causes filler. It holds the plot story down. And the whole James, the main character, the person who played it is fine. The Bob's cat is fine. I don't like the idea when he cuts the bits off. There's no point of it, but it's fine. It's just the most filler. But although it's, I like the cat and the man. I keep saying the cat first.
You like their story
because of the idea of getting ragged to riches, and it's quite ingenious. Like, you play guitar and you're earning money and possibilities, but you can have likewise all these people just punching, and it creates filler, and there's just no point to this. Mm-hmm. And there's one character you mentioned about the hippie lady, the neighbour, if you will, the neighbour. Yes.
Okay. Well, I watched another review of the same movie.
Yes.
And the hint was made that this person is a complete work of fiction, made purely so the main character has someone to interact with.
What a shock! Really? I don't know that! Oh!
Well, you didn't know that until I just told you.
Oh! No, I did not. Really? Oh, no, that's so bad. Oh, really? Oh, I was so surprised. I'm convinced that he was a contrived woman that complained. Like, okay, what are you doing? I'm playing the guitar. You're not allowed to do that. Well, what else can I do? What do I do? I don't know. I don't really know. I'm just upset. It's like, yeah. Really? Do you not exist then?
No.
Oh, no wonder why she's a complete that means I can say she's a complete cow then. An over-emotional trash, isn't she? Oh, fantastic. Excellent, everyone. A cow that has no common sense, over-emotional, but hey, at least she's a vegan. Oh, that's fine. I'm the one who looks after the cat. Oh, that's fine. But did I stop you from getting your job out and not getting pulled for starvation? Oh, I complain because I'm emotionally concerning with my family's tragedy.
So again, not real.
Yeah, there's no... Yeah, and in general, that's what I can say about the thing. The things they add to it is pointless, and she's pointless, and it just holds the storyboard together. I'm sorry.
But at least But I will say this as a little caveat of hope. It was a good story idea. It's better than 127 hours. I don't know if that's saying much, but it's what I thought.
Well, at least there's no scene of urine. Drinking urine.
Don't say that, it probably could have had.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bear Grylls meme if I'm thinking of that, time to drink my own pee.
Okay, so I'll give my thoughts on 9 Lives then.
Alright.
Since I had more...
No, it's gone.
Now, I was watching this with my girlfriend,
Yes.
so I'm trying to be nice about it, but it's the worst comedy I've ever seen.
You say it's quite boring, isn't it?
Yes.
It's quite boring. I mean, same bitch is bored.
It's not just that it's boring, it's more... See, I go into movies in one of two ways. Either I'm hoping it's really good, or it's so bad it's hilarious.
Yes.
I don't do in between.
Yes, okay. Anything you going to say about it in general, like in that show about it? That you think it's the worst thing ever? You sure it's the worst thing ever?
I mean...
The movie ever?
Maybe it's not the worst thing ever, it's just when it's bland and uninteresting, I can't like it.
You don't like it because it's, you don't like it because it's a comedy, because it's not a good comedy, isn't it?
No, I take comedy quite seriously, sometimes
ironically.
sometimes too seriously.
It just means you're passionate for what you care about. Mind you, just don't be careful become the killer clown as a joke.
Killer clown, never forget the killer clown, killer clown.
I mean, so in general, the film itself, it wasn't enjoyable, it's not much impact of you. The characters fall flat, the actions are very minute, and even the actors don't seem to care. I mean,
Kevin Spacey is good at dry humour, it's just they don't use him much.
And is there anything else you want to say about it in general?
No, until further notice, this is the worst comedy I've ever seen.
I mean, it could have been like, very
worse than Bill and... Actually, no, Bill and Ted's a great comedy, what I'm saying. It's worse than...
What's what?
It's worse than White Chicks. Worse than the scary movies.
Okay.
Worse than Epic Movie.
Okay, now you're being a little exaggerated here. I mean, can you tell me why you think it's the worst?
Well,
because it's boring? Is that why?
It's not memorable.
Okay. Not memorable.
I barely remember bits of it.
Alright then, if you ever pick your poison, White Chicks, and that'll be one of them, okay? That'll be something we can review one day.
White Chicks is better.
We'll see it until it comes to it. Is there anything else to say before I wrap this up?
No, that pretty much sums up what I think of it.
I mean, these are the final words about it. They're a little bit rough, but it gives them more of a stronger impact and all. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to apply. You take care.